Greetings everyone, welcome back to another patch update tier list. I did a rundown and now I'm gonna do my semi-speculation. A couple days, well, 2 days if you count today and yesterday, went by with the new patch. I got a feel for a bit of things that changed. And I'm gonna do my updated tier list just like I do usually, but we'll switch things a little bit now because I'll try to do an updated tier list a week from now, seeing how the meta changed, if I predict okay, and how this all looks after a week, because this was the first big patch with actual change, so let's get into it. So first off, we have the attacker. Okay, I'm gonna be a bit controversial. I honestly think the changes made to Cinderace are actually massive enough to bump him down from S tier. Let me explain myself. What they changed on his feint is the time of invulnerability on it. And I think it's a massive thing. And they changed his base stat. Which means that even if they didn't nerf anything else on his kit, it still would have been a massive nerf. Because his entire kit scales in attack. Essentially. So nerfing his base AD is nerfing his entire kit. And I think it's massive enough right now to bump him down to A. I've been able to see a lot of Cinderace because he's still pretty much always securized and played in high elo. But I honestly think he doesn't deserve S tier right now. I only think Greninja deserves the S tier in the attacker category. I've jumped Venusaur into the A tier. The changes to Sludge Bomb and Solar Beam with the damage hop on his ultimate, I think it's a lot, and I think it's what he needed. He really needed some damage buff, honestly. Not some tank ass buff, but some really massive either cooldown buff or damage buff. And he got both. I think he got what he needed to be jump into the A tier. And I've put a little Ninetale into the B tier. I honestly think with the cast of A tier, Alolan Ninetale is pretty much like Pikachu. She's sometimes that really strong carry, but most of the time she's that okay-ish carry that the second it falls behind, it's kind of a slow snow-like slide. It's just gonna keep getting worse and worse. That Pokemon really need a lead to get going. She really scales awfully into the late game for an attacker, and it's surprising. But once ahead, it's a really strong character. But that's going to be the attacker section. For the all-rounder, it's pretty straightforward. Not a lot of change in the A tier. I don't think the cross-chop nerf to Machamp was enough to bump him down from there. I just think it pretty much helped him get out of the jungle, because he had a really fast clear once he reached Machoke. I think the bug fixes on Lucario, I heard it was pretty impactful, but they didn't nerf him, and I don't think Lucario is to be, like, disregarded. He's still a pretty broken all-rounder, and pretty much if you have Lucario, he's the all-rounder to go for if he isn't already picked and you need one. Look out for Charizard, though. I played him a lot. I played it a bit. I think I played 5 games ever since he got buffed. And the setup of Flamethrower with Flower Blitz is insane. The damage buff he got are really, they're enough for him to reach A tier next week if he keeps going high like this. He's been more played. I've seen him more. I even played him more, and he really feels better. He doesn't feel as bad as he used to be. Like, you can actually impact the game the second you reach Charmeleon now. The second you get your upgrade, you're actually becoming a real Pokemon in the game. And that's gonna be it for the all-rounders. Gonna briefly talk about Defender. No changes. I think Snorlax is still really good. Grustle is still a really decent pick. And Slowbro is still really struggling right now. Like I said, Slowbro needs to find the good pick. He needs that single pick to win a game. And most of the time, since the targeting on Slowbro is weird, doesn't always work. It's really weird, and I don't think you should pick him, but there's no changes to the... For Speedster, I don't think the nerfs to Zerahora are good enough to bump him to A tier. I think Zerahora is still broken. I think Zerahora still needs nerf, honestly. But he's a bit more L tier now. You don't just get one shot by his ultimate now. Now you get one shot by everything around his ultimate. And that's pretty much a problem right now. And they buffed Wild Charge really hard. You can pretty much kill a really squishy attacker with it now. And I think the Shadow Ball into Dream Eater combo on Gengar is really good now. And I think both now are decent. The Sludge Bomb X and the Shadow Ball Dream Eater, two are both really good. But now, let's talk about Talonflame. Talonflame got a lot of buff. I mean, a lot of buff. And it's good enough to be into the A tier and to finally be a Pokemon I can recommend. Talonflame has got a lot of damage now. It had a lot of damage before, but ever since the full release, Talonflame suffered so much. And now seeing him all the way into the A tier after being bad ever since the release of the game, Talonflame is a really good Pokemon right now, and I honestly think you should play it. At least give it a try. And same goes for Absol. Absol has been getting really better. I've seen a lot of player, and I think Absol is on the break to S tier right now. Because he's really good, a lot of mobility, a lot of damage, a high impact ultimate with a multi-target hit into another multi-target hit. And I think Absol is a strong contender to go into S tier. But right now he's going to sit in the A tier. We're going to see next week how this all unraveled. Okay, so for the supporter, first off, I'm going to talk about Eldegoss. Even though she got nerfed, I've been wanting to put her in A tier for a while now. Eldegoss is really good. In high-low, honestly, you either pick her and have a chance of winning, or don't pick her, the enemy picks her, and you have less chance of winning. Eldegoss is just that really strong. She's got self-peel, heal, shield, CC, damage. She's a really good mix of, like, a really all-rounded utility Pokemon. And even though she got nerfed, I honestly think she's still really strong to go into A. And Wigglytuff remains in A. I'm not going to change her position even with the buff, as I honestly think they weren't that impactful. Although the base changes to her, I think were good enough for me to leave her in A tier. Honestly, if she wasn't getting buff, I was dropping into the B tier and only recommending Eldegoss, but with all the buffs she got, I think she still deserves A tier for now, and I dropped Mr. Mime to B tier because he's really struggling right now. He has a hard time trying to match the pace of Wigglytuff and Eldegoss. He's a slow, wacky Pokemon. I know he can be good sometimes, but I wouldn't recommend him if you don't main Mr. Mime. I mean, I don't know, he's just a weird case of a utility Pokemon. Not gone wrong, but he really needs buff as well right now. And there you have it. The updated tier list. Every changes. We got Talonflame, Venusaur, Eldegoss, and Absol going up from B to A. Charizard going up from C to B. We have Alolan Ninetale and Mr. Mime going down from A to B, and Cinderace being the first one to get dropped out of S tier. But we'll see how this all plays out. It's still early in the patch. That's just a speculative right now of what I've seen, what I think, what I've read, and what I've played. So that's the tier list right there. I truly hope you enjoyed that tier list. It takes a bit of time to do, but I'm really passionate about doing them. And I hope I can bring you some info and you can be more informed, know what to play. And my goal is just to try and help everyone by doing these tier lists. And yeah, I think it's pretty accurate by my standard. But everyone has their tier list. And right now there aren't any website to know win rate, play rate, pick rate. So we kind of just go by either the chart of rank or what we see in game. And what we see on YouTube, on Twitch, and all that kind of thing. So, yeah. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. I always post like when I'm doing tier list and I'm recording video. When I go live as well, you can follow me on Twitch. I go live every Saturday for approximately 4 to 5 hours. I play a lot of variety game, but right now we play mostly Pokemon Unite. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell to stay updated when I post informational Pokemon video or when I just post my ranked gameplay to my climb to master right now. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one. See ya!